Back to the channel, Rendon LXI. So we're gonna do a little project today, guys. We're working on a little project here for the fan control with the ECM. This is 86 Accord. 86 to 89 don't come with the ECM doesn't control. It does not control the fan in any sort of way. It actually has its own module right here. It's called a controller, timer. And it is good. I mean, it does work, but if it does go out, then your fan won't work anymore. So how it works. What up, guys? I'm going to give you some one-on-one sessions here. So I'm doing a little project here. First off, can you see what the problem is with the Honda Accords? They added something. You see that? It's a control module for the fan. And no ECM controls it. That is a diagram for a 93 Civic. You see how they did it? Super simplistic. Relay, power, ground. And then you got your... the only difference is they don't put a module in between. And then on the control side, all they did is added the ECM to ground it out whenever it wants so you can control the fan. See? And that makes it nice so you can use your laptop and control it. I don't got that functionality yet. But you know what? I'm going to do that. Oh, she. So looking at the diagram, we're going to eliminate that motherfucker right there. Make my own little harness. So we're going to add, just going to bypass, I'm going to get power from the black yellow and put it to yellow white. And that should do that. And then add the ECM ground on that S249 circuit, and then we should have functionality, my friends. I'll give you a sample right now how it's gonna look like. So here you can see I got my power probe on the blue wire. It's the control ground going to that control side, and I got power going to that yellow white. Now in theory, if I put power and ground on that 1 and 5 pins on the relay, it should work. And I know that I can just tap into that. So ready? 1, 2. Oh shit, it didn't work. It's like, I have to go over here. Now it should work. It's the wrong pin tension there. Now it should work. Oh yeah. It's gonna be an easy little project, but cool shit, huh? Cool story, bro. Just wanted to show one more thing. Says that wire that I tapped into, that blue wire, was pin 8, that blue. So instead of just going it, and then I'll just delete it from the module and add that to the ECM. Simple, guys. It's gotta have to do your own improvisation, and everything will be the same. I don't have to hack to the harness. I'll still use the temperature sensor. But then when the ECM wants to, this will be the ECM, all I gotta do is just apply ground and bam, bam. And then I'll just jump that wire to this wire. And like I said, we'll be good to go. Oh, gee. And that's all, folks. Have a good night. And then I'm giving a ground, which is just the ground side. You got your ground, and it provides, you got your temp sensor that can give a ground, and you got your conjunction box. So no matter whatever gives a ground to that, completes the circuit, will collapse that and give power to pin 30 to pin 87. So to do that, okay guys, so this is how we have it wired here on that connector. We remove that module, timer controller, and this is the plug you're gonna have here. And you got your switch power, which is the yellow black from the fuse box, only hot when you turn the key on. This is the ground that connects to the sensor, also goes to the relay on the control side. And then you have your yellow white, which goes to the relay from the control module. So this sends power to the relay. So all we're doing is we're making it simplistic. We're just removing the box, making it so when it switches power, it just feeds power to that relay. And whenever that switch collapses, either the thermal switch on the housing or the ECM, which I'm going to put it right here on A12. And that's all we're going to do. Simple. And then I left the extra there just in case you want to wire it back up and tape it up, and you'll be good to go. We'll test it out when we're all said and done. Okay, this is my setup for the cord since the ECU's under here. And I have the jumper harness, and you can see here A12 is missing. They don't provide it on here, so we're gonna add it. I had an extra harness, and it had the correct color and everything. It's A12, which is a yellow green. I depinned it from the connector because I got 3 of these connectors. Depinned it. I'm gonna put it in A12 in this connector, and we'll get back. So there you have it. Got that wire there. It is on A12, which is 6 in from the bottom, and right there we got it pinned in there. It's the only one that's miscolored, but that's fine. And now we'll wire this to that wire right there, and we should be golden, my friend. Okay, now we got that wire, that blue wire. I had a blue wire because indicating that that's the blue circuit, which is A12 ground. That is going under. Kind of just did a route, took my seats off because everything's under the seats. Under here, I went under, and then I got it on right here on A12, which is the ground side. I turn the key on, and the fans are not coming on, so it means that now it's independent on the actual sensor. So the sensor, once it collapses, it'll turn the fan on. But now, if the ECM wants to control it, it'll control it whenever it reaches the ECT. And so if I say I want it at 180, it'll do it at 180 or whatnot. So, or have a safe mode where if it gets too hot, it'll kick it on and stay on. So it's beneficial. And then all you got to do is just cut 2 wires. Like I said, put them together, because that's your ignition voltage. It is fused, so you got to worry about nothing happening. And having that circuit going to ground. I'm just copying the same thing the civics have and integras. So we're doing nothing fancy here, like I showed you in the diagram that I did in the first clip. But there you go, gentlemen. I will test it and let you know. Okay, so we're gonna test it now. So in theory, this should just work. Get that a little closer. Well, god dang it. There you go. So everything's working like it should now. So that just proves that I wired that correctly. And then so when this switch here collapses, it should turn on that relay, which it did. And then now when that PCM wants to ground it out, it'll ground it out as well. So there you go. So what I did here on the parameters on HTS, if you go to main settings in fan control, you see that you can enable fan control above 192 and below 22 miles per hour. And that's A12 on that pin that we just put in there. So we got all that straightened out, and then you can do whatever you want on. So we're gonna test it out right now. It's at 93 ECT, and we're gonna see. see what happens. I already did the delete. We tested it out, right? Got everything working there. We know that the circuit's complete. We know that this wire's tapped in to the A12 to that trigger circuit under the seat. So everything should work out. We'll get back and see. Here we go. 193, 194. So the fans did kick on. Everything's working. Both thermostats open. So everything's working. Confirmed. And just to verify, you see this says fan control on the bottom of the screen. It'll kick off once it gets down to 189. A couple seconds, and it'll just show that it's. So right now the ECM, where the ECU is controlling the fan, because we're at a dead stop. And when you're on the highway or whatnot, then it'll run off the switch. So this is just showing you. It should kick off any minute now. There you go. 189. There you go. I will, if you like what I'm doing here in this channel, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll put out content like this for these old classic cars. Thank you.